Have you ever imagined a tiered fairy garden that looks like a tiny village on a cliff? With used clay pots, you can create a three-dimensional fairy world. Follow this tutorial to create an eye-catching tiered fairy garden. To create a tiered fairy garden, use a clay pot. Draw a line where the pot will be broken, then score it with a box cutter and gently hit it until it breaks. Save these broken pieces, as they will become walls and mini terraces. Another article explains how stacking old wooden boxes can also create a tiered fairy garden. Even broken pots make a great multi-level home idea. Fill the bottom of the pot with potting soil to create a foundation. Then use small pot shards to create levels, stacking them like stairs to create multiple terraces. Make sure each level is wide enough for small plants and miniatures. This structure will help create a stable, tiered landscape, allowing the miniature fairy houses and pathways to be neatly arranged. Choose slow-growing, small-leaf plants, such as succulents or thyme. Vines trailing over the edges of the pots create a soft, fantasy-like feel. Consider colorful succulents to create a unique look for each level. Plant on each terrace, then firm the soil to keep the broken pots in place. Once the structure and plants are complete, add accessories like miniature fairy houses, gnomes, small bridges, or animal figurines. Choose a theme, for example, a gnome village, a forest, or Alice in Wonderland. Multi-level designs made from broken pots are trendy and add dimension to the scene, perfect for showcasing a collection of gnomes and fairy houses. Don't forget to add a gravel or sand path to bring the fairy garden to life. Have you ever imagined a tiny fairy house made from items you consider trash? Don't throw them away just yet. In this video, we'll transform used items into a stunning fairy house. Let's follow the creative steps. To start your DIY fairy house project, gather simple materials like an old wooden box, mini plastic bottles, ice cream scoops, and a glue gun. Use acrylic paint, glitter, and natural accents like rocks or moss to add a magical touch. All of these materials are easy to find around the house and are certainly cost-effective, keeping with the recycled theme. Start by forming the fairy house frame using a wooden box as the base. Use ice cream scoops or wooden sticks for the walls and roof. Ensure the structure is sturdy by adding hot glue at each joint. Form the door and windows using cardboard pieces or mini plastic bottles, then attach them to the wall. Time to get creative. Paint the exterior of the house a bright color. Add glitter or beads for a magical effect. Glue moss or small stones to the walls for a natural feel. You can also make a tiny ladder out of matchsticks and add fairy lights using mini LED lights. All of these decorations help emphasize the DIY fairy house and recycled theme. Once the fairy house is complete, place it in a corner of your miniature garden or in a large pot with succulents. Be sure to arrange a small landscape around it with sand, moss, and rocks to create a realistic fairy garden feel. Don't forget to take photos of your creation and share them on social media. Did you know that a mini fairy garden can look more vibrant and easy to care for with the addition of succulents? We'll learn how to incorporate succulents into a mini fairy garden for a beautiful yet low-maintenance experience. Succulents are ideal for fairy gardens because of their small size, diverse colors, and easy maintenance. These plants store water in their leaves, so they don't require constant watering. Succulents like albuca, humilis, haworthia, or echeveria also have unique textures that enhance the look of a mini fairy garden. Choose a shallow container with drainage holes. Use a soil mix specifically for cacti or succulents, consisting of sand, perlite, and potting soil, and add a layer of gravel to the bottom of the pot to ensure good drainage. Soaking the soil too what can cause root rot, so it's important to choose a fast-draining potting mix. Place the mini fairy garden in a location with bright but indirect sunlight. Too much direct light can burn the succulent leaves. If indoors, an east or south-facing window is ideal. For outdoors, place it in an area with filtered light, such as under pergola. Succulents don't need much water. Use the wet then dry method. Water until the water drains out. Then let the soil dry completely before watering again. The ideal temperature for succulents is 18 to 24 degrees Celsius. and they prefer dry environments. Reduce watering during the dormant season, summer or winter, to prevent root rot. Once the substrate is ready, place the miniature fairy house as the centerpiece. Arrange the succulents around it by size and color to create layers. You can add accessories like rocks, small bridges, or fairy statues to add a story to the miniature landscape. Combine several types of succulents for contrast and textural variation. Wondering why your fairy garden feels flat? The key is choosing your miniatures. In this video, we reveal the secrets to choosing durable miniature fairy garden accessories that will make every corner look magical. Check it out. Before shopping for accessories, decide on a theme. According to miniature experts, a theme keeps the design focused and tells a visually appealing story. Choose a theme like a forest, beach, or village. Then match the size of the miniatures to the plants. Dwarf plants, succulents, herbs, and ground covers are ideal choices because they balance the scale of the accessories. You can make your own miniatures or buy them. Gina Chung explains that fairy gardeners often use rocks, twigs, leaves, flowers, and trinkets found in nature to create miniature chairs, tables, and sofas. If you choose to buy them, there are a variety of fairy figures, animals, bird baths, fences, and other accessories available. The combination of both adds a personal yet professional touch. Not all miniature materials are durable outdoors. The Life in Mini blog highlights the differences in durability. Thickwood, a small birdhouse or wooden pergola frame, can remain strong for up to 10 years. Popsicle sticks warp easily due to water and sunlight. Metal, corroded over time. Resin, durable, although the color may fade. Use waterproof glue or twine to keep the joints secure. Painting rocks with acrylics is also fun. Painted rocks without a protective coating can last for years. Arrange accessories like creating rooms in a dollhouse. Determine the location, add a stone or sand path, then place plants and figurines. Add pebbles, shells, marbles, sea glass, small pine cones, acorns, twigs, rope, or bark as natural accents. These accessories add texture and bring the fairy garden story to life. Is your miniature fairy garden feeling a bit lifeless? Try adding a stone path. In this video, we'll transform rocks, sand, and gravel into a beautiful and durable path. Ready to make your fairy garden feel like the real world? Pathways give the impression of a lived-in, well-maintained fairy garden. According to the blog Lush Little Landscapes, paths can be made from flat stones, tiles, or even left as dirt, but the author prefers covering the dirt with small pebbles to give the garden a well-developed, well-maintained look. Additionally, paths help unify the fairy garden theme, directing the eye and adding visual character. Choose materials according to scale. Flat stones, aquarium gravel, sand, and decorative rocks can create different textures. Lush Little Landscapes suggests looking for small pebbles in the aquarium section of a pet store or as vase filler at IKEA. White pebbles create a clean look around stepping stones, while black pebbles under lanterns create a dramatic look. Winter Greenhouse, on the other hand, recommends bordering the path area with edging material, then filling the space with sand or a mini path mix for the base. Use flat river rocks to create steps or a tiered path. To create a natural stone path, follow these steps. 1. Create an edging. Use rocks, wood, or plastic to demarcate the area. 2. Fill with sand and tamp it down. Place sand within the boundary, then tamp it down with small pieces of wood. 3. Install the stones. Arrange flat stones on top of the sand and fill in the gaps with mini path mix, smoothing it out and cleaning it with a brush. 4. Spray with water. Spray with water several times a day. The mix will harden in 2 to 3 days. 5. Add miniature plants along the edge to soften the lines and add a natural feel. In addition to a stone path, you can create a dry riverbed. Use edging material, lay black garden fabric on the ground, then pour in fine gravel or pea gravel and tamp it down. For a stepping stone path, use agate, round wood, porcelain, or mosaic stones. Fill in the gaps with blue or brown pebbles for contrast. Colorful aquarium gravel adds character. White for a clean look, black for depth, even an orange-black mix for a Halloween theme. Finally, add crystals, sea glass, or shells for a magical touch. Bored with the same fairy garden all year round? Let's explore seasonal-themed ideas. A warm Christmas, a fun Halloween, and a fresh spring. Get creative and transform your fairy garden according to the season. Use rosemary plants as mini Christmas trees. Wrap them with red and white string. Add small candy canes, beads, and mini presents. Sprinkle moss and fake snow. Then place rocks, pine cones, and cones for a natural feel. Add a mini train or a small cookie plate to bring your Christmas fairy garden alive. Create a spooky atmosphere with mini clay pumpkins and painted jack-o'-lantern faces. Add a vegetable basket for a harvest theme. Serve tiny treats from polymer clay, and make a broom out of twigs and dry grass. Complete with a pumpkin house or mini gravestone for a spooky effect. Spring is synonymous with new life. Choose succulents for their diverse shapes, bright colors, and easy care. Beautify them with mushroom houses, flower houses, and fairy or unicorn figures that children love. Plan a theme. Choose decorations according to the size of the container and let pastel colors dominate. Imagine a simple-looking miniature fairy garden during the day, transforming into a magical world at night. The key is in the lights. In this video, we'll experiment with LED lights, solar lights, and a mix of colors to create a magical atmosphere in your fairy garden. Start by choosing safe, energy-efficient lights. A picture of this article suggests considering the brightness and color of the lights. Bright lights are suitable for large areas, while dim lights create an intimate atmosphere. The color of the lights influences mood. Warm colors like red, orange, and yellow evoke warmth and energy. Cool colors like blue, green, and purple create a calming atmosphere. Choose LED lights because they are efficient and available in a variety of colors. If electrical power is difficult to access, consider solar lights, which harness the sun's energy and are easy to install. For miniature fairy gardens, battery-powered LED lights are very practical. Garden Experiments explains that fairy lights consist of small LED lights connected by a thin wire, making them easy to wrap around trellises, branches, or miniature plants. They feature a 6-hour on and 18-hour off timer, which automatically turns the lights on without the need for manual switching. These lights are waterproof, except for the battery box, and 3AA batteries can last for several months. The downside is that the thin wire is easily damaged if frequently removed, so avoid moving the lights too often. Use the principle of color to create different moods. According to Picture This, warm lights highlight certain plants, while cool lights highlight structures like miniature bridges or fairy houses. For an enchanting fairy garden theme, use soft, warm-colored lights among the grass and fairy statues, then add twinkling fairy lights for a magical effect. In this Instructable, the author adds colored covers to LED lights to give them different shapes and colors, and places them on the roof and around the fence. Avoid lights with exposed wires in areas that are frequently watered. Use lights with plastic covers for water resistance. Place the lights before or after planting, making sure the batteries are easily accessible. Instructables suggests attaching the battery box to the underside of a table or hiding it behind plants. Make sure walkways and important areas are well lit for safety. Avoid shining the lights directly into eyes. Aim them at objects for a dramatic effect. Don't forget to choose lights that are IP44 or IP65 certified for resistance to rain and moisture.